Which of the following factors is least influential in determining the Köppen-Geiger climate? Classification of a region? Answer C. Frequency of extreme weather events.
Which of the following structures is responsible for the production of bile? Essential for fat digestion. Answer C. Liver.
Which of the following accurately describes the relationship between the electric field? E. And the magnetic field. B. In an electromagnetic wave propagating in a vacuum? Answer C. E and B are perpendicular to each other and in phase.
Which bioinformatics tool is best suited for visualizing and analyzing large-scale genomic datasets, such as those generated from next-generation sequencing experiments? Answer A. IGV.
What type of unconformity occurs where tilted or folded sedimentary rocks are overlain by younger, more horizontal sedimentary strata? Answer A. Angular unconformity.
Which of the following geographical features is formed primarily by the deposition of sediment, carried by a river into a larger body of water? Answer B. Delta.
Which of the following best exemplifies the core principle of data provenance in informatics? Answer C. Maintaining a comprehensive record of data origin, transformations, and usage.
Which of the following physiological responses is most directly associated with the activation of the sympathetic nervous system? Answer D. Increased blood glucose levels.
Which of the following best describes the process by which a community changes over time following a significant disturbance, such as a wildfire? Answer B. Secondary succession.
Which of the following best describes the process by which plants convert light energy into chemical energy in the form of glucose? Answer D. Chemosynthesis.
Which psychological phenomenon best explains the feeling of intense emotional connection and intimacy often experienced between individuals who have recently survived a shared traumatic event? Answer D. Bonding through shared trauma.
Which of the following animal phyla is characterized by a body plan with 3 germ layers? Ectoderm, mesoderm, and endoderm? Bilateral symmetry. And a coelom? Body cavity. Answer D. Annelida.
What type of galaxy is characterized by a central bulge, a flat rotating disk, and spiral arms containing young stars and gas? Answer D. Lenticular galaxy.
Which of these factors is least influential in determining the distribution of marine phytoplankton populations? Answer C. Lunar cycles.
Which of the following statements best describes the effect of increasing the temperature on the rate of a reaction involving a solid reactant and a gaseous reactant? Answer C. The rate will increase because the increased temperature increases the kinetic energy of the gaseous reactant, leading to more frequent and energetic collisions, while the solid reactant's surface area is largely unaffected.
Which of the following is not a characteristic of all prokaryotic cells? Answer C. A nucleus containing DNA.
Which bacterial structure is primarily responsible for the ability of certain bacteria to survive harsh environmental conditions, such as extreme temperatures or desiccation? Answer A. Endospore.
Which type of fossilization is most likely to preserve the three-dimensional structure of delicate organisms, such as jellyfish, with minimal distortion? Answer D. Amber encasement.
Which sociological concept best describes the process by which individuals learn and internalize the norms, values, and beliefs of their society, shaping their behavior and sense of self? Answer B. Socialization.
Which of the following best describes the primary focus of paleoanthropology? Answer C. The study of human evolution through the fossil record and other evidence.
Which of the following feedback mechanisms is considered a positive feedback loop? Amplifying the effects of global warming? Answer D. Increased water vapor in the atmosphere leading to more warming.
Which of the following anatomical structures is primarily responsible for the initiation of the heartbeat? Answer A. The sinoatrial SA node.
A particle is moving in a circular path with constant speed. Which of the following statements is necessarily true? Answer D. The particle's acceleration is directed towards the center of the circle.
Which of the following best describes the primary function of a phylogenetic tree in bioinformatics? Answer B. To visualize the evolutionary relationships between different biological sequences.
Which type of fold results from compressional stress and features limbs that dip in opposite directions, with the youngest rocks at the core? Answer B. Anticline.
Which of the following landforms is primarily created by glacial erosion? Answer B. Drumlin.
What is the primary function of a knowledge graph in the context of bioinformatics? Answer B. To organize and interconnect biological data through relationships and ontologies.
Which of the following best describes the primary function of the juxtaglomerular apparatus, JGA? Answer C. Regulation of blood pressure and glomerular filtration rate through renin release.
What is the primary driver of the global carbon cycle, influencing atmospheric CO2 levels and impacting global climate patterns? Answer C. Photosynthesis and respiration across all ecosystems, including terrestrial and aquatic environments.
Which of the following best describes the symbiotic relationship between a plant and a mycorrhizal fungus? Answer C. Mutualism, where both the fungus and the plant benefit.
Which psychological phenomenon best describes the tendency for individuals to conform to group norms, even when those norms contradict their own personal beliefs or judgments? Answer B. Groupthink.
Which of the following is not a characteristic of all members of the phylum Cnidaria? Answer C. A complete digestive tract, with a mouth and anus.
What is the primary method used to determine the distance to extremely distant galaxies? Answer A. Standard candles, like Cepheid variables.
Which type of marine sediment is primarily composed of the skeletal remains of microscopic organisms, such as diatoms and foraminifera? Answer B. Biogenous sediment.
Which of the following statements correctly describes the relationship between enthalpy, delta H, entropy, delta S, and Gibbs free energy, delta G, at constant temperature and pressure? Answer C. A reaction is spontaneous if delta G is negative, which can occur even if delta H is positive provided that T delta S is sufficiently positive.
Which of the following is not a characteristic of a virus? Answer B. Can replicate independently outside a host cell.
Which of the following bacterial structures plays the most significant role in mediating the attachment of bacteria to host cells, initiating the process of infection? Answer B. Pili.
Which of the following fossilization processes is most likely to preserve exceptionally delicate, soft tissues, such as the internal organs of a jellyfish or the intricate feather structure of a bird, yielding highly detailed anatomical information? Answer D. Amber entombment.
Which sociological concept best explains the unintended consequences of social actions, often leading to outcomes that are unanticipated or contrary to the original intentions? Answer B. Latent functions.
Which of the following is not a key characteristic typically associated with anthropological research? Answer B. Ethnocentric interpretations, prioritizing the researcher's own cultural biases.
Which of the following best describes the primary mechanism by which aerosols influence Earth's climate? Answer B. Increasing the albedo of clouds, leading to cooling.
Which of the following structures is responsible for the production of melatonin, a hormone crucial for regulating sleep-wake cycles? Answer A. Pineal gland.
A particle is subjected to a constant net force. Which of the following statements is always true about its motion? Answer B. Its acceleration remains constant.
Which of the following best describes the primary application of BLAST, Basic Local Alignment Search Tool? Answer C. Identifying homologous sequences in a database.
Which type of volcano is characterized by its broad, gently sloping sides and is typically formed from low viscosity basaltic lava flows? Answer B. Shield volcano.
Which of the following countries does not share a land border with Brazil? Answer C. Colombia.
What is the primary purpose of a data warehouse in the context of informatics? Answer C. integrating and consolidating data from multiple sources for analytical purposes.
Which of the following accurately describes the primary function of the pulmonary surfactant? Answer B. To decrease surface tension in the alveoli, preventing alveolar collapse.
Which of the following best describes the phenomenon where a species evolves to resemble another? Species for protection or other advantages? Answer B. Bayesian mimicry.
Which of the following plant families is not known for its nitrogen-fixing capabilities? Answer B. Asteraceae, compositae.
Which psychological phenomenon explains the tendency for people to be more likely to help someone in need if they are the only person present compared to if there are other bystanders? Answer C. Bystander effect.
Which of the following adaptations is primarily responsible for the exceptional diving capabilities of marine mammals like whales and seals? Answer C. High blood volume and efficient oxygen transport mechanisms.
What is the name of the phenomenon where a planet passes in front of its star, causing a slight dimming of the star's light? Answer A. Transit.
Which of the following factors is the primary driver of thermohaline circulation? The global ocean conveyor belt. Answer C. Differences in water density due to temperature and salinity.
Which of the following compounds will exhibit the strongest hydrogen bonding interactions in the liquid phase? Answer C. Carbon trihydride carbon dihydride O.
Which of the following processes is not directly involved in the light-dependent reactions of photosynthesis? Answer B. Carbon fixation.
Which of the following processes is not directly involved in bacterial horizontal gene transfer? Answer C. Binary fission.
Which type of fossilization is most likely to preserve the original organic material of a fossil, potentially allowing for analysis of ancient DNA? Answer D. Amber entombment.
Which sociological perspective best explains the rise of social movements through the analysis of shared grievances, resource mobilization, and the framing of issues? Answer C. Conflict theory.
What is the primary distinction between archaeology and paleoanthropology? Answer B. The study of past human cultures through material remains versus the study of human evolution through fossil evidence.
Which atmospheric process is most significantly responsible for the formation of the polar stratospheric clouds that contribute to ozone depletion? Answer C. Heterogeneous nucleation of water vapor and nitric acid onto aerosol particles.
Which of the following structures is responsible for the production of hormones that regulate calcium and phosphate metabolism? Answer B. Parathyroid glands.